For centuries, a profound and often misunderstood spiritual tradition has flourished in the heart of Anatolia and beyond. It is a path less traveled, a hidden stream within the vast ocean of Islamic thought. We are speaking of the Bektashi Order and Alevism, two intertwined expressions of a unique mystical heritage. This tradition, born in the crucible of 13th century Anatolia, represents a significant divergence from what many perceive as mainstream Islamic practices. It is a spiritual journey that places profound emphasis on love, on the transformative power of music, and on the relentless pursuit of inner purification. The Bektashi tradition reminds us that spirituality can be intimate, musical, and deeply human. Whether you're a believer or a seeker, this tradition opens a door into a hidden spiritual universe that still beats in the heart of Anatolia. If you found this as enlightening as I did, give this video a like, leave a comment below about your thoughts on Sufism, and most importantly, subscribe to the Turkish Odyssey for more hidden stories of Anatolia. It's free, and it keeps us going. Let's resume our story. My heritage and story. The Bektashi Order traces its lineage directly to the revered figure of Haji Bektash Veli, a mystic whose wisdom continues to resonate through the ages. He was a spiritual architect, laying the foundations for a tradition that would embrace a remarkable synthesis of beliefs. It was a truly innovative approach to faith and discover the rebellious poetry of Pir Sultan Abdul, banned by empires, yet still echoing through Anatolia. His teachings masterfully blended the profound insights of Sufi thought with elements drawn from ancient pre-Islamic Turkic shamanism. This was not merely an academic exercise, it was a living, breathing integration of spiritual currents. The tradition also absorbed influences from the rich tapestry of Shiism, particularly its reverence for the family of the Prophet, and even echoes of Zoroastrianism. This remarkable synthesis resulted in a spiritual tapestry unlike any other, vibrant with diverse threads yet woven into a cohesive whole. It speaks to a universal quest for truth, transcending rigid boundaries. I often reflect on how such a rich blend could emerge from a single historical moment, a testament to the openness of its founder. Within Bektashi and Alevi practice, music is far more than mere entertainment, it holds a profoundly sacred and transformative role. It is a direct conduit to the divine, a language of the soul. The very air seems to hum with spiritual energy when the music begins. The balama, often known as the saz, is not simply an instrument in this tradition. It is revered as a tool for spiritual remembrance, for zikr, a means to connect with the divine presence. Its resonant tones are believed to carry prayers and evoke deep spiritual states. I remember feeling an almost electric current when I first heard its mournful yet hopeful strains. Central to their ritual practice is the Semah, a captivating and deeply symbolic ritual dance. It is a whirling expression, a dynamic prayer that symbolizes the soul's journey towards divine connection and ultimate unity. Each turn, each gesture, is imbued with meaning. The Semah is a powerful testament to the Bektashi and Alevi understanding of spiritual equality. It is performed by both men and women together, side by side, reflecting their belief in the absence of gender hierarchy in the spiritual realms. This shared spiritual space is a beautiful and compelling aspect of their practice. But to truly understand the soul of Alevism and Bektashism, you must know the voice of the people, the poet saint who gave hope through verse, Pir Sultan Abdul. Pir Sultan Abdul lived in the 16th century, during the reign of the Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent. A rebellious yet spiritual voice, Pir Sultan was a symbol of Alevi resistance against Sunni dominance and Ottoman suppression. He wrote in Turkish, not Arabic or Persian, bringing mystical poetry to the common people. His poems fused Sufi mysticism, humanism, love for Imam Ali, and criticism of injustice. He openly challenged oppression and stood for the marginalized Alevis. The state silenced him by hanging, but his poetry still sings in the hearts of millions. Su'elerin ta bana hikdenes. Il dostan gulu yarala beni. The stones thrown by strangers don't hurt me, but the rose from a friend, that wounds me. His words are still sung today in gem ceremonies, on balama, keeping his memory alive. Pir Sultan became more than a poet, he is a martyr, a symbol of resistance, and a spiritual father for Alevis and Bektashis alike. In Pir Sultan's voice, Alevism found its conscience. In his defiance, it found courage. And in his poetry, it found its soul. The relationship between Bektashism and Alevism is often a source of confusion, yet it is a fascinating study in spiritual kinship. It is complex, but can be understood through a simple axiom: all Bektashis are Alevis, but not all Alevis are formally Bektashi. This distinction is crucial for understanding their respective roles. Bektashism functions as an institutionalized Sufi order, complete with a structured hierarchy and a defined path of initiation. It is a formal spiritual brotherhood, guiding its members through specific stages of spiritual development. It provides a framework for dedicated seekers. Alevism, on the other hand, is a broader cultural religious community, encompassing a wider spectrum of individuals who share common beliefs, traditions, and a distinct cultural identity. It is a way of life, a shared heritage passed down through generations. It feels more like a vast, interconnected family. Despite their structural differences, both traditions share a profound and unwavering reverence for Ali, the son-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad, whom they consider a central spiritual figure. Their devotion extends to the 12 Imams, the spiritual successors of Ali, and, of course, to Haji Bektash Veli himself. These figures form the bedrock of their spiritual identity. Alevism is generally characterized by a less hierarchical structure and a more community-focused approach to spiritual life. Its emphasis is often on communal gatherings and shared experiences, fostering a strong sense of belonging. Bektashism, while also communal, offers a more formal, structured path for those seeking deeper mystical training. The history of Alevis, and by extension Bektashis, is marked by periods of significant marginalization and even persecution. During the long centuries of the Ottoman Empire, their distinct practices often put them at odds with the dominant Sunni orthodoxy. This historical context is vital to understanding their development. Sunni mosques, for many Alevis, became symbols of state orthodoxy and, tragically, of their own exclusion. They were not places where Alevis felt welcome or spiritually nourished. This sense of alienation led them to forge their own sacred spaces. Alevis were often labeled as heretics, or khfia, a term that carried severe social and religious stigma. This systematic labeling led to their profound exclusion from mainstream society and religious institutions. It forced them to cultivate their spiritual life in private, away from prying eyes. In response to this historical pressure, they developed their own unique spiritual spaces, known as Cem-evis. These are not mosques in the traditional sense, but rather communal houses that serve as the vibrant heart of Alevi spiritual and social life. They are places of refuge and spiritual nourishment. Cem-evi serve as multifunctional venues for prayer, for the transmission of their unique teachings, and for essential communal gatherings. They are the nexus where faith, culture, and community intertwine. It is in these spaces that the true spirit of Alevism comes alive. Within the Cem-evi, one might observe their unique prayer position, one hand held up, the other down. This simple yet profound gesture symbolizes the unity between heaven and earth, between the divine and the human. It is a physical manifestation of their holistic worldview. At the heart of Bektashi and Alevi belief lies a profound emphasis on ethical living, on deep respect for elders, and on selfless service to humanity. These are not abstract concepts but guiding principles for daily life. Their faith is lived through action and compassion. Their practices often differ significantly from those of mainstream Islam. For instance, they do not observe fasting during the month of Ramadan in the conventional sense. Their fast is often interpreted as an internal discipline, purification of the heart and mind, rather than solely abstaining from food and drink. Similarly, while the pilgrimage to Mecca, the Hajj, is a pillar for many Muslims, Bektashis and Alevis do not prioritize it. Their focus is instead on an internal pilgrimage, the journey of the soul towards spiritual enlightenment and self-realization. They believe the true Kaaba is within the human heart. The Cem ceremonies, which are central to their communal worship, involve 12 symbolic services. Each service represents a stage of spiritual purification and communal responsibility, performed by various members of the community. It is a deeply participatory and symbolic ritual. The Semah dance, as mentioned, is not considered a performance for an audience. It is a deeply spiritual act of surrender, a form of moving meditation and prayer. Participants enter a state of profound spiritual connection, transcending the mundane. It is a sacred offering, a dance of the soul. After decades, and indeed centuries, of suppression and marginalization, Alevis and Bektashis are experiencing a remarkable modern revival. This resurgence is particularly evident in Turkey, their ancestral homeland, but also in Albania and across the Balkans, where their traditions have long taken root. It is a testament to their resilience. This revival is not merely a return to old ways, but a vibrant reassertion of identity and spiritual heritage in the contemporary world. Cem-evis are being built, cultural centers are flourishing, and their unique music and philosophy are finding new audiences. It is a powerful testament to the enduring human spirit. The Bektashi Order and Alevism offer a compelling vision of Islam that emphasizes inner truth, universal love, and the profound connection between humanity and the divine. Their story is a vital chapter in the history of faith, a testament to the diversity and richness of spiritual expression. It is a path that continues to intrigue, inspire, and offer deep spiritual insight to all who seek it.